That's what you're doing with your life. Playing on your computer. My mother's voice cut through the dining room like a blade. I stood there holding my first official business check, $4,200 for 1 month's swag, and watched her laugh. Not a polite chuckle. A full, mocking laugh that made my aunts shift uncomfortably in their seats. Hannah, sweetheart, when are you going to get a real job? She waved her hand dismissively. This internet thing is just a phase. You need stability, benefits, a pension. My face burned. I had worked 16-hour days building my online marketing business. I had turned down nights out, skipped vacations, and learned everything from scratch. And now, standing in front of my entire family during Sunday dinner, I was being humiliated. It's not a phase, Mom. It's legitimate work. Legitimate. She laughed again. Hannah, you sit in your pajamas all day. That's not a career. The room went silent. My cousin Emily stared at her plate. Uncle Patrick cleared his throat. I felt something shift inside me. Not anger exactly. Something colder. More calculated. I smiled softly and folded the check back into my pocket. You're right, I said quietly. I should probably talk to a professional about it. I closed my bedroom door and opened my laptop with trembling hands. The numbers glowed on the screen. Revenue reports. Client contracts. Payment receipts. My little online job had generated $47,800 in the last 6 months. Not yearly. 6 months. I did the math again, just to be sure. My mother worked as an office administrator at a medical clinic. Her salary was roughly $42,000 per year. I had already surpassed that, and my business was still growing. The realization hit me like cold water. She had no idea. None of them did. They saw me working from home in comfortable clothes and assumed I was wasting time. They didn't see the strategy sessions, the client calls, the content creation, or the advertising campaigns I managed for 7 different companies. I pulled up my analytics dashboard. Traffic was up 32%. Conversion rates were climbing. I had 3 new client proposals waiting in my inbox. My mother thought I was playing around. She was wrong. And suddenly, I knew exactly what I needed to do. Not revenge. Something better. Patience. The next morning, I checked my phone and saw the family group chat. Mom had posted, "So proud of Emily for her promotion at the bank. That's what I call success. Real job, real future." Clapping hands sign. My stomach twisted. I scrolled further. Aunt Beverly had replied, "Absolutely. Nothing beats traditional career paths." Then Mom again. Some people just don't understand the value of stability. They think playing on computers is the same as actual work. She didn't mention my name. She didn't have to. I screenshot the conversation and saved it to a folder on my desktop labeled Receipts. Then I opened my business email. A new client wanted to discuss a $12,000 project. I scheduled the call for Tuesday. I wasn't going to argue with my mother. I wasn't going to defend myself in group chats or at family dinners. I was going to let the numbers do the talking. But first, I needed to gather evidence. Every contract, every payment, every professional achievement. My mother wanted proof of legitimacy. Fine. I'd give her proof she couldn't ignore. I have a meeting with my accountant next week, I mentioned casually over coffee. Mom looked up from her phone, eyebrows raised. Your accountant? Hannah, don't waste money on that. You barely make anything. I stirred my coffee slowly. It's just to make sure everything's organized. Taxes, expenses, that sort of thing. She laughed. Honey, you don't need an accountant for hobby income. Just use one of those free apps. It's not hobby income, Mom. Of course it is. She patted my hand like I was 12 years old. But it's sweet that you're taking it seriously. I just hope this accountant person doesn't charge you too much. They probably take advantage of people like you. People like me. I bit the inside of my cheek and smiled. He's very reputable. Marcus Brennan. He handles several local businesses. Well, I hope he's honest with you about what you're really making. She returned to scrolling through her phone. These internet jobs always sound better than they are. I sipped my coffee and said nothing. What she didn't know was that I'd specifically asked Marcus if she could attend the meeting. He'd agreed immediately. Bring her, he'd said. I'll make sure the numbers are crystal clear. I couldn't wait. The office was professional and intimidating. Wood paneling, leather chairs, frame certifications on the walls. Mom had insisted on coming. Someone needs to keep an eye on this, she'd said. Make sure you're not being scammed. Marcus Brennan greeted us warmly. Mid-50s, grey hair, expensive suit. The kind of man my mother respected instantly. Mrs. Foster, pleasure to meet you. Hannah speaks highly of you. Mom smiled, settling into her chair like she belonged there. Marcus opened a thick folder. Let's go through Hannah's financial overview, shall we? He pulled out the FICE document. Hannah's business grossed $94,600 in the past 12 months. The color drained from my mother's face. That can't be right. Marcus continued calmly. After legitimate business expenses, software, advertising, professional development, her net income was $71,200. Mom's mouth opened. No sound came out. All fully documented and IRS compliant, Marcus added. Quarterly estimated taxes have been paid on time. Everything is completely legitimate and professional. I watched my mother's hands grip the armrests. How is that possible? She whispered. Marcus smiled. Hannah runs a very successful digital marketing consultancy. Her growth trajectory is impressive. Mom looked at me. Really looked at me. For the first time in years. She didn't speak in the car. When we got home, she disappeared into her bedroom. I heard her on the phone with Aunt Beverly. No, I'm telling you, the accountant showed me everything. Yes, actual numbers. I don't know, Beverly, I just didn't realize. The next day at work, she mentioned it to her colleagues. My daughter has this online business. I heard her tell someone on speakerphone. It's doing better than I thought. Not an apology. Not exactly praise either. But the mockery had stopped. She started telling people I was doing well with computers instead of wasting time online. Small shift. But I noticed. What she didn't realize was that every word she spoke now, every casual mention, every reluctant acknowledgement, was building my credibility in the family. Aunt Beverly called me directly. Hannah, I had no idea you were doing so well. Your mother mentioned you're quite successful. Uncle Patrick texted. Proud of you, kiddo. Always knew you were smart. My mother was inadvertently becoming my best promoter, and I hadn't even revealed my real plans yet. The family reunion was inevitable. Mom's side gathered every year at Grandma's house. 23 people crammed into a living room, comparing careers and accomplishments like Olympic scores. This year, I brought my laptop. What's that for? Mom asked nervously. Grandma asked about my work. I said simply. I thought I'd show her. I sat up at the dining table. Within minutes, curious relatives gathered around. I pulled up my client dashboard. Active campaigns, revenue streams, growth charts. This is one campaign I manage, I explained, pointing to the screen. This company hired me to increase their online sales. In 3 months, I grew their revenue by 42%. Cousin Thomas whistled. That's impressive. How much do they pay you for that? Uncle Patrick asked. This particular client pays $3,500 monthly. Gasps rippled through the room. My mother stood in the doorway, frozen. And you have multiple clients? Aunt Beverly asked. 7 currently, with 3 more in negotiation. I glanced at Mom. Her face was pale, her expression unreadable. Hannah, that's incredible, Grandma said softly. Why didn't you tell us sooner? I met my mother's eyes. I tried. The room went quiet. 2 days later, an envelope arrived in the mail. Official letterhead. Marcus Brennan's accounting firm. Inside was a formal letter summarizing my business performance, tax compliance, and projected growth for the upcoming year. What's this? Mom asked when I left it on the kitchen counter. Marcus sent it. For my records. She picked it up, reading slowly. I watched her eyes move across the page. Asterisk. Demonstrates exceptional business acumen and financial responsibility. Asterisk. Asterisk. Projected annual income of $120,000 to $150,000 based on current client acquisition rates. Asterisk. Asterisk. Recommends establishing LLC structure for optimal tax benefits and professional credibility. Asterisk. Her hands trembled slightly. Hannah! Her voice cracked. Is this really true? Yes. But you're so young. You barely. I barely what, Mom? Barely have a real job. She flinched. I took the letter back, folding it carefully. I've been trying to tell you. You just didn't want to listen. She stood there for a long moment, then walked away without another word. I heard her bedroom door close. I felt no satisfaction, just exhaustion. But the truth was finally out. My phone buzzed with a notification. Featured Creator of the Month from Digital Pro Network, a major industry platform with over 200,000 members. I screenshot it and posted it casually to social media. Within an hour, family members were commenting. Emily, wow, congratulations. Uncle Patrick, that's my niece. Even distant cousins I barely knew were sharing it. Mom saw it at dinner. I watched her scroll through the comments, her face unreadable. Is this a big deal? She asked quietly. It's recognition in my industry, I said. Only 12 people get featured each month out of thousands of members. She nodded slowly. That's good. Not congratulations. Not pride. Just acknowledgement. But I noticed something else. Later that evening, I overheard her on the phone. Yes, Hannah was featured on some professional platform. I don't know all the details, but apparently it's quite prestigious. She was trying to understand. And while she processed, my reputation continued growing. Family members started asking me questions. Career advice, business tips, investment suggestions. My mother watched it all happen, silently realizing she'd underestimated me, and there was nothing she could do to take it back. The email came on a Thursday morning. Subject, exclusive invitation, elite business mentorship program. I opened it, hardly believing what I was reading. Velocity Business Collective, one of the most prestigious entrepreneur networks in the country, was inviting me to join their mentorship program. Only 50 participants selected annually. The program included direct access to seven-figure entrepreneurs, quarterly mastermind retreats, and partnership opportunities with established brands. My hands shook as I read the acceptance requirements. This wasn't just validation. This was a launching pad. What's got you so excited? Mom asked, walking into the kitchen. I turned my laptop toward her. I was invited to join an elite business mentorship program. She squinted at the screen. What does that mean? It means industry leaders think my business has serious potential. They want to help me scale to 7 figures. 7 figures? She laughed nervously. Hannah, that sounds too good to be true. Are you sure it's not a scam? I pulled up the program's website. Testimonials from Forbes featured entrepreneurs. Partnership logos from Fortune 500 companies. It's legitimate, Mom. She stayed at the screen, then at me. Well, I suppose if they think you're qualified. She trailed off. I closed my laptop. They do. Sunday dinner became my battleground. Not with weapons or arguments. With quiet, undeniable proof. I showed up with my tablet and casually mentioned a new brand partnership while passing the salad. Victoria's Boutique hired me to manage their entire digital presence, I said. They're expanding to 3 new locations. Mom's fork paused halfway to her mouth. How much does something like that pay? Aunt Beverly asked. The contract is $6,800 monthly for the first year. Uncle Patrick choked on his water. Per month. Plus performance bonuses based on sales growth. I watched the information sink in around the table. Impressed faces. Whispered calculations. My mother said nothing, but I saw her hands tighten around her napkin. Later, as we cleared dishes, she cornered me in the kitchen. Why are you doing this? She asked quietly. Doing what? Showing off. Making everyone think. Making everyone think what, Mom? That I'm successful? That maybe you were wrong about my little online job? She looked away. I'm not showing off, I said softly. I'm just finally being honest about what I do. She left without responding. But I knew the message had landed. The phone call came during breakfast. Hannah Foster. This is Adrian Chen from Nextstart Innovations. We'd like to discuss a potential collaboration. My heart raced. Nextstart was a rapidly growing tech startup, Their app had over 2 million downloads. We're looking for a marketing strategist to lead our Q4 campaign. Your portfolio caught our attention. We scheduled a video call for the following Tuesday. Mom overheard my side of the conversation. Who was that? She asked when I hung up. A tech company. They want to work with me. She frowned. Tech companies work with big agencies. Hannah, are you sure they are legitimate? I'll find out Tuesday. She opened her mouth to say more, then stopped. I saw the uncertainty in her eyes. She wanted to warn me, protect me, but she couldn't deny the evidence anymore. Tuesday came. The call lasted 90 minutes. They offered me a contract worth $28,000 for a 4-month campaign. I accepted on the spot. When I told Mom that evening, she just stared at me. $28,000. Yes. She sat down heavily. For 4 months of work. For strategic planning, campaign management, and performance analytics. She was finally understanding. My work wasn't pretend. It was real, professional, valuable, and I was just getting started. I waited until everyone was seated. Sunday dinner. The full family. 17 people around Grandma's extended table. I brought printed copies of my newest contract. I wanted to share some news, I said, standing. I just signed a contract with Nextstart Innovations. I passed the papers around the table. Professional letterhead. Detailed scope of work. Signature lines. They're hiring me to lead their marketing campaign for the next 4 months. Mom reached for a copy, her hands shaking slightly. Uncle Patrick read over her shoulder. Hannah, this is a $28,000 contract. That's incredible. Emily said. Aunt Beverly hugged me. We're so proud of you. I looked at Mom. She was staring at the contract, her expression frozen. But there's more, I continued. This is just the initial phase. If the campaign meets their goals, they are discussing a year-long partnership worth 6 figures. The room erupted in questions and congratulations. My mother said nothing. She just sat there, holding that contract, reality finally crushing her assumptions. Later, she found me alone on the porch. Hannah, She stopped, started again. I didn't know. I tried to tell you. I know. Her voice cracked, but she still didn't apologize. After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me. Mom's voice was sharp, defensive. We were alone in the car after another family dinner. What are you talking about? I asked calmly. You're making me look foolish. Showing off in front of everyone. Making it seem like I don't support you. I took a deep breath. Mom, I'm not trying to make you look foolish. I'm just being honest about my success. Success I helped make possible. Who paid for your laptop? Who let you live at home while you figured things out? There it was. The guilt trip. You're right, I said evenly. You did help me. And I'm grateful. But that doesn't mean I deserve to be mocked and dismissed when I was trying to build something real. She stared out the window. I was just trying to protect you. The internet is full of scams. This wasn't a scam, Mom. It was hard work. And you refused to see it. Silence filled the car. I'm not trying to embarrass you, I said quietly. But I'm also not going to hide my accomplishments anymore just to make you comfortable. She didn't respond. But I saw her wipe her eyes when she thought I wasn't looking. The award ceremony was scheduled for Saturday evening. Young Entrepreneur of the Year from the Regional Business Council. 23 nominees. I'd won. The invitation included a +1. I asked Mom. Me? She looked surprised. Yes. I'd like you to be there. She agreed reluctantly. The venue was elegant. A downtown hotel conference room filled with business owners, council members, and local media. I wore a professional dress. Mom wore her best outfit. When they called my name, I walked to the stage feeling every eye on me. The council president handed me a glass plaque. Hannah Foster has demonstrated exceptional business acumen, innovative thinking, and measurable impact in our community. Her digital marketing consultancy has helped 7 local businesses increase their revenue by an average of 38%. She represents the future of entrepreneurship. Applause filled the room. I looked at Mom in the audience. She was crying. Not sad tears. Something else. Maybe pride. Maybe regret. After the ceremony, People crowded around asking questions, requesting business cards. Mom stood to the side, watching. Just luck, I heard her mutter to herself, still fighting reality. The shift happened gradually. Relatives started calling me instead of Mom when they needed advice. Aunt Beverly asked about investment apps. Uncle Patrick wanted help with his small business website. Emily requested career guidance. Mom noticed. I saw it in the way she watched me during family gatherings. The way conversations shifted when I spoke. I wasn't trying to replace her, but I'd become someone people respected. Someone with answers, experience, success. It made her uncomfortable. Everyone's treating you like some kind of expert now, she said one evening. I am an expert, Mom, in my field. You're 26 years old. Age doesn't determine expertise. Results do. She looked away. I just think people are getting carried away. But they weren't. They were finally seeing what I'd been trying to show her all along. I was capable, knowledgeable, successful, everything she'd refused to acknowledge. During Thanksgiving, Grandma pulled me aside. Your mother's struggling, she said gently. She's proud of you, but she's also realizing she was wrong. That's hard for her. I know. Be patient with her, Hannah. She'll come around. I hoped so, but I wasn't going to wait for her approval anymore. The email subject line made my heart skip. Partnership opportunity, BrandSync Media. BrandSync was massive. A digital marketing agency with offices in 12 cities. They wanted to partner with me. Not hire me, partner with me. Their proposal was ambitious. I would manage their small business division while maintaining my independent consultancy. They provide resources, training, and client referrals. I'd provide strategic leadership. The compensation package was stunning, $85,000 base salary plus percentage of client contracts I managed. I read the offer 3 times to make sure I understood correctly. This wasn't just a contract. This was a career transformation. I scheduled a call with their director. 2 days later, we finalized terms. I signed the partnership agreement on a Wednesday morning. That evening, Mom asked about my day. Normal, I said. Had some meetings. Anything interesting? I paused. I signed a partnership agreement with BrandSync Media. She froze. The marketing company. Yes. What does that mean? I explained the structure, the salary, the growth potential. Her face went through several emotions. Shock, disbelief, something that might have been pride. Hannah, that's incredible. Thanks, Mom. She hugged me suddenly, tight and desperate. I'm sorry, she whispered, for everything I said. Finally, Mom's friend Victoria hosted a book club meeting. I wasn't invited, but Mom went. When she came home 2 hours later, her face was tight with anger. What happened? I asked. Victoria made comments about your success. Said you were probably exaggerating. That online businesses aren't real. My jaw clenched. What did you say? I told her she was wrong. I showed her your award, the partnership announcement, everything. And? She laughed. Said anyone can make claims online. I grabbed my laptop. Call her. Put her on speaker. Mom looked uncertain but dialed. Victoria, it's me again. Hannah's here and wants to talk to you. Oh, the internet entrepreneur. Victoria's voice dripped condescension. I pulled up my business dashboard. Victoria, I'm going to share my screen. Can you see it? Pause. Yes. I walked her through every detail. Client contracts, revenue reports, bank statements, professional certifications, media features. 5 minutes of undeniable proof. Silence on the other end. Any questions? I asked calmly. No. I apologize. I didn't realize. Most people don't, I said. Until they see the evidence. I ended the call. Mom stared at me with something close to awe. Thank you, she said quietly. My mentor, Dr. Patricia Holloway, arrived at Grandma's house for Sunday dinner. I'd invited her weeks ago. She was a former CEO who now ran the Velocity Mentorship Program. Distinguished, articulate, impossible to dismiss. Mom answered the door. You must be Dr. Holloway. Patricia, please. Hannah speaks so highly of you. Dinner conversation naturally shifted to business. Hannah has shown remarkable strategic thinking, Patricia said. She's one of our program's standout participants. Her ability to scale client relationships while maintaining quality is exceptional. Uncle Patrick leaned forward. That's high praise. It's deserved. I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs. Hannah has something special. She combines analytical precision with creative innovation. I watched Mom's face. She was listening intently. What kind of future do you see for her? Aunt Beverly asked. Patricia smiled. If she maintains this trajectory, she could build a multimillion-dollar agency within 5 years. She has the foundation, the drive, the intelligence. Mom set down her fork. Multimillion. Absolutely. She's already demonstrating 7-figure potential. The table went quiet. Patricia turned to Mom. You must be incredibly proud. Mom's eyes glistened. I am. She finally meant it. The donation announcement went out Tuesday morning. I'd decided to give $10,000 to the local youth entrepreneurship program. The same program that had given me free business workshops when I was starting out. The organization posted about it on social media. Tagged me. Included photos. Within hours, local news picked it up. Mom saw it on Facebook. Hannah, you donated $10,000. Yes. That's so generous. I shrugged. They helped me when I needed it. Now I can help others. The story ran in the local newspaper. Young entrepreneur gives back. Neighbors stopped by. Church members called. Even Mom's colleagues mentioned it. Everyone praised my generosity. Mom couldn't criticize it. Couldn't dismiss it. Couldn't minimize it. I'd done something undeniably good with my little online job. That Sunday, she mentioned it at dinner. Hannah donated $10,000 to the youth program, she said quietly. I'm very proud of her. Not reluctant. Not forced. Genuine pride. Finally, I reached across the table and squeezed her hand. She squeezed back. The neighborhood association meeting was usually boring. But this time, Victoria stood up during community announcements. I want to address something, she said loudly. There's been talk about Hannah Foster and her supposed business success. I felt eyes turn toward me. Mom stiffened beside me. Some people have questioned whether it's real, Victoria continued. Whether online businesses are legitimate. My stomach dropped. Then Victoria smiled. I was one of those people. I was wrong. She pulled out her phone. Hannah showed me detailed proof of her business operations. Revenue. Clients. Professional partnerships. Everything. She looked directly at me. I owe her an apology. And I think our community should recognize what she's accomplished. She's brought positive attention to our neighborhood. She's donated generously. She's a role model. Applause fills the room. Mom's hand found mine. I'm sorry I doubted you, Victoria said. Truly. After the meeting, people approached me, asked questions, requested advice. Mom watched it all with visible emotion. Everyone respects you, she said quietly in the car. I worked hard for it. I know. She paused. I should have respected you sooner. I looked at her. Really looked at her. It's okay, Mom. No, it's not. But thank you. The expansion announcement required careful planning. I decided to hire 2 associate consultants and open a small office downtown. The press release went out Monday morning. Foster Digital Consulting expands operations. Local Business Journal featured it. LinkedIn engagement exploded. Mom read the article at breakfast. You're hiring employees. 2 to start. Possibly 4 by next quarter. Hannah, you're running a real company now. I smiled. It's always been a real company, Mom. You're just seeing it now. She nodded slowly. You're right. That evening, she posted on Facebook, her first post about my business ever. So proud of my daughter Hannah and her expanding business. She's building something remarkable. Simple. Honest. Public. Aunt Beverly commented immediately. She gets her business sense from you. Mom didn't correct her, but she looked at me and smiled. An acknowledgement. An apology. Enough. Later that week, she asked, can I see your office when it's ready? Of course. I'd like that. She paused. I'd like to understand your world better. I'd like that too, Mom. The distance between us was shrinking. Finally, the conversation happened on a quiet Thursday evening. Just us. No family. No audience. I need to say something, Mom began. And I need you to let me finish. I nodded. I was wrong. About everything. Your business. Your career. Your future. Her voice shook. I was scared. You were trying something unfamiliar, and I didn't understand it. So I dismissed it. Mocked it. Tried to make you doubt yourself. Tears rolled down her cheeks. But you didn't doubt yourself. You kept going. Built something incredible. And I missed it. I missed watching you grow because I was too busy criticizing. She looked at me. I'm so sorry, Hannah. For everything I said. Everything I implied. I was wrong. I felt my own tears coming. I forgive you, Mom. She sobbed. I don't deserve. Yes, you do. You made mistakes. But you're here now. That matters. We hugged for a long time. I'm proud of you, she whispered. So incredibly proud. I know. How did you stay so strong? She asked. Because I believed in myself, even when you didn't. She pulled back, looking at me. Teach me. Help me understand your world. Okay, I smiled. I will. The notification came at 11:47 p.m. I was still working when I saw the numbers. Monthly revenue, $104,293. I stayed at the screen, hardly breathing. 6 figures. In 1 month. I'd done it. I screenshot the dashboard and saved it to my phone. The next morning, Mom found me at breakfast. You look happy, she said. I turned my phone toward her. She looked at the screen. Her eyes widened. Her hand flew to her mouth. Hannah, that's over $100,000. In 1 month. She sat down heavily. How is that even possible? 4 years of building relationships, strategic partnerships, reputation, expertise. That's more than I make in 2 years. I know. She started crying. I'm so sorry I doubted you. Mom, we've been through this. No, you don't understand. She looked at me. I doubted you because I was jealous. You were doing something I never had the courage to do. Building something yours. And instead of supporting you, I tore you down. Mom, you proved me wrong in every way possible. And you did it with grace. I hugged her. I love you. I love you too. So much. That afternoon, she called everyone. Aunt Beverly, Uncle Patrick, Grandma. Hannah just had her first 6-figure month. Yes, you heard that right. My daughter. The one I said was wasting her time. She was proud now. Finally, completely proud. The celebration dinner was my idea. I invited everyone who supported me. Dr. Holloway, Marcus Brennan, my first clients, close friends, and Mom. She sat beside me, beaming as people toasted my success. To Hannah, Dr. Holloway raised her glass, who showed us all what determination and strategic thinking can achieve. Everyone drank. Later, Mom stood. Can I say something? The room quieted. Most of you know I didn't always support Hannah's business. I was skeptical, critical, wrong. She looked at me, but she never gave up. She proved herself through action, not arguments. She taught me that success isn't about traditional paths. It's about passion, intelligence, and persistence. She raised her glass. To my daughter, who taught me to see beyond my own limitations. Tears streamed down my face. After dinner, we stood outside under the stars. Thank you for not giving up on me, Mom said. Even when I gave up on you. You're my mom. I never stopped hoping you'd understand. I do now. And I'm so grateful. I looked up at the stars. 4 years ago, I was sitting in my bedroom, crying after her mockery, wondering if I should quit. Now I was here. Successful. Vindicated. Happy. The journey had been hard. Painful. Lonely at times. But I'd done it. I'd proven myself. Not to her. To me.